fix my colonial hair. I don't even care. No one's
It's
going to
not
see this until I look
colonial.
totally different. It's giving pilgrim. But I am getting it cut on Saturday.
Okay.
But no one's going to the time when it finally gets to the time that anyone sees the cut downs
You'll be
where
a
my
different
face is
person.
here, I'm a different person.
True. I think I am going to make an appointment with your
Okay, well, I'm going to be there Saturday at 9 a.m. 10 a.m.
Where?
At the salon.
Where's the salon?
It's in Hollywood. What's the place you just said? This place is the new what?
Oh, 1600 Vine.
That's where it is.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like right below or right like where Barry's is. It's right behind there.
Okay.
But you're getting color, right?
Yes, I don't need a cut right now.
Well, you should try to see if Joey has anything available around 10 a.m. Actually, like 9 a.m. because
I'm a little booked and busy on Saturday.
Oh, you are. Sorry. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
The A-List.
Welcome back to the A-List podcast with Allison and Alex. Woo!
I'm Alex.
I'm Allison. And we're here.
We're here.
Did you watch is season 2 of We're Here? How many seasons are there?
There are 3. 3 is out. I tried to watch it. It was too heavy. I stopped.
For
different,
sure.
Different drag queens, but I love them.
Is Bob and Monet?
Bob's not in it.
Was Bob in the first?
Bob was in the original with Eureka and Shangela.
But have Bob and Monet ever been on it together?
I don't think so. Monet's not on it at all.
Well,
yes, huh? Yes.
Yes, huh?
Yes, huh? I think that
Yes,
drag
God.
queens do. Yes, God. I think the drag queens do change, but I stopped after episode 2. It was too much. It was too heavy.
Okay, well, I have been down a rabbit hole of Bob the drag queen.
Yeah,
everything.
You said this last time.
I did, or did
Yeah.
I just say this to you in person?
No, you said this on the pod last time.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm still on it, and I've been now watching / listening to Bob and Monet's podcast, Sibling Rivalry. And they talk a lot about We're Here. And the way they say it makes me feel like they've been on it together. But maybe they're just talking about their experiences separately, but
I'm
as
going to have
one.
to tap out. I can't really speak to it.
Okay, great. Well, I also haven't watched past the first season. So
Season 2 was great. I do love season 2.
we have so many recaps today.
We have a lot of recaps.
We have Anonymous. If you guys watch the first 2 episodes like we told you to, then we will talk about that. If not, we'll give you a spoiler alert and we'll give you like a couple seconds to tap out before. But we're going to recap that.
Yeah.
I watched Dancing with the Stars, the first episode. If you did not, that's fine. I'll give you my thoughts on the cast. That's probably it.
Did you watch the Emmys?
No.
Okay, I did.
Okay, well, you can give that.
Okay.
And then we have a recap of the movie we watched.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of recaps today.
And do we have a speak pipe at the end?
We do not.
Okay, we'll cut this out then.
Well, it doesn't matter. We can. If you guys want to leave us a speak pipe for us to react to, for us to give you advice, if you just want to get something off your chest, you can do that. We have none this week. So
also,
you can be the one next week.
I know I feel like, yes, the people that have sent speak pipes are watching on YouTube. So if you are, because we do have some people that just listen on their whatever platform, Apple Podcast, Spotify, or what have you.
Yeah.
If you are a listener and you are like, I'm not going to go through this process of getting to speak pipe because I would be that person because I do not consume my podcasts on YouTube. And if someone was saying like, click on that, whatever. The point is the link to do a speak pipe is in our description on both of these, but also there's an even easier way. And one person has done it. The person that wrote in about Decatur, Indiana. You can click right under this in the description on whatever listening platform. You can click leave us a message and you can type something to us as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, do that. If you
Options.
Also, if you're like stressed about talking, leaving a voice note, if that is intimidating to you, then you go ahead and write it out, girl.
Yeah, or boy,
or they.
Yeah, anyone. But just plugging that in as a possibility.
Love that.
Okay, well, do you have any updates?
Updates. Interesting. Well, we went to an event last night for one of our friends from our former dodgeball team.
Mm-hmm, yeah, he's a rival now.
Yeah, rival. Runs a nonprofit for
Big Little Bows.
Yes, that is helps teens
in recovery.
In recovery, yes. And so we went to a little event last night, and that was cute.
It was at the Abbey, so imagine me in my current completely sober state.
Yeah.
Being in West Hollywood at all as a sober person is a lot. But being at the Abbey especially, which if you don't know, the Abbey is the Pink Pony Club.
Oh yeah, the Pink Pony Club.
And we were at the Pink Pony Club. There were thongs and jock straps abound.
And it was also like a Wednesday night. I feel like the Abbey doesn't really get poppin', especially on a weeknight until late. Like that's because I've been one time.
I mean, but we left at like we left at 11:30.
Yeah.
And it was still nothing.
Okay, maybe a Wednesday's not it. But
I think it's Thursday on.
I feel like I've been there on like a Tuesday. That one time I went with the girl that got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I forgot about that.
I'm pretty sure that was like a Tuesday because I just wanted to go to Pump, which RAP Pump.
Yeah.
And then we ventured into
the chapel,
the Pink Pony Club.
Yeah.
At like 8:30, and it was pretty dead. But I feel like by almost 10, it was like pretty poppin'. So I don't know, but it was cute. We had a nice time. I was tired,
but truly, it was like the Abbey's huge.
It is. That's like the only spot to really have an event. Yeah, so it's always going to be there.
There was so few people there. We could have each had our own VIP booth.
True. And the thing about there's so many go-go dancers for there to be no one.
Yeah, because that's the vibe of the Abbey. You want to see the hot ladies and dudes.
Yeah, honestly,
like literally doing acrobatics.
Yes, in my humble opinion, it's all about the girl dancers at the Abbey. Like every time I see a female go-go dancer there, they are turning out moves. They are professional dancers. Like I do assume these are professional dancers that this is their like side job when they're not auditioning or when they're not on tour or whatever. So like they're always killing it. They're doing choreography. They're doing hairography. The guys are kind of just bopping around usually. No shade, no tea if you're someone who works at the Abbey or you just like love it. But it's all about the dancers. The
girls are doing the dance. The guys are just like pull them out of a book attractive.
Yeah.
Like they are just attractive in a way that like every one of them appeals to someone's kind of attractive gay man.
Yes. But the juxtaposition of it just being empty and this man just twerking alone.
God, literally like we're just standing there having a conversation and I can feel the wind of his ass from twerking hitting me.
Like, sir, it is like, not the time.
And we did not have cash. We were there to support a charity event.
Yeah. And then there was a man standing. At one point we went and sat at a table next to. There's a fireplace in there, and we were sitting at a table. And this man was not even dancing; he was just standing in his briefs, kind of behind us.
It was a thong.
Oh, it was. I didn't see the backside.
It was a thong.
But for a while, he was just kind of standing there, and then
with one leg up.
Well, before that, he was just standing there, and then there was our friend. It was also the launch of a magazine that he was on the cover of, so there was also magazines everywhere. This guy picks up a magazine and goes and stands at the fireplace and hikes his leg up, and is like looking through the magazine,
just warming his undercarriage. Posed.
But like, what? Who is supposed to tip you? You're just reading a magazine. You're not dancing. And before that, you were just standing there.
Because of his presence. This man was like 6'6",
very ripped, like had like the biggest pecs I've ever seen.
Yeah. And like,
but it was like weird vibes. Like it was like, sure, you have muscles, but you're giving serial killer.
So that was our night.
Yeah. I left early. Shocker.
Early. She left like 40 minutes before I did.
It's kind of my new thing.
It is your new thing.
I think it makes me like happier knowing that no one's going to be mad at me. And if I need to go, I can just go.
Yeah, but you rode with me, so that kind of made it an obstacle.
I
did give her the option to not ride with me.
I did. You did. But I wanted to go with you, and it just like was easier for me to catch an Uber. Like I could have gotten a ride, but it was just like timing wise, it was like I can get an Uber in 3.
She had an appointment.
I can get an Uber in 3 minutes, or I can wait 20 minutes for you to come pick me up. Like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I had to go to my car. It was a whole thing. So, yeah. But knowing that no one's gonna be mad at me, and if I'm tired and I can dip, like, that's
when you dip,
cool. I dip. We dip. What else happened this week? I feel like not much.
Yes. No, actually, yeah, I don't think much. I've just been in my routine.
Yeah.
Boxing. I had to do this, a big presentation. Put together a whole presentation. Got that finished.
Yeah. I looked it over. It was pretty good.
Thank you. And yeah, there's nothing major to report.
Basically, we've been boring this week. I don't know what else to say.
I needed it. I needed a boring week.
Yeah.
COVID and...
Well, we did hang out at the end of last week, and we'll get to that later.
Did. Yeah. Very impromptu for us.
I
know.
know.
I'm proud.
Yeah.
But,
like
me being single and you not, but that doesn't make sense.
It's just the roles are reversed.
The roles are reversed.
Because you've been not single.
I usually am a cuffed up boy.
Yeah. Oh. So you know how last time we talked, I am drinking this now as if it's good, but it was the only Coke Zero I saw in your fridge.
Yeah, I'm out of the regular.
So we saw this Coke Zero Oreo collab drink, and then I found out that there is Coke Zero Oreos. Oh, sorry, listeners. So we have to try this. Do we do it now?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it.
Do you know the Oreo song?
I do not.
Okay, well, let me sing it for you. It's not copywritten. Don't worry.
Great.
Do you know exactly how to eat an Oreo? Well, to do it, you unscrew it very fast, 'cause a kid'll eat the middle of an Oreo first and save the chocolate cookie outside for last.
That's a real song?
Do you think I just made that up?
Yes.
No.
You would do that.
I would, but that's real. This smells like Coke.
The drink. So
this smells like Coca-Cola.
So should we eat it like normal?
Yeah. I just did that for dramatic effect. Smell it. It smells like Coca-Cola.
It does. I'm scared.
Stanley's like, cookie?
Okay, let's try.
This wouldn't kill you. It's not real chocolate. Okay.
I'm getting the spices of Coke Zero. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It tastes lemony to me.
It does. Yeah.
Wash it down with the Coke Zero.
Wash it?
Yeah, give it a wash down.
Okay, the drink is better. What?
Allison is a monster. You guys should see how she opened the Oreos. Hold on.
No, it doesn't close like normal. I had to open it like that. No way. I swear that I looked at that and I was like, oh, it's a smaller bag. It's not resealable. I have to open it like this.
Jail.
Okay, well, this isn't good.
Yeah, I would say those could be sitting in my house. I won't touch them.
No, the drink is not that bad.
The drink is better if you were to compare the two.
Yeah, so that was a big fail. And yes, I opened it wrong and I am sorry about that.
It's okay. Come on.
Okay, so some pop culture things that are happening right now. One, the 8-year-old girl that stole her parents' car and drove to Target.
The 8-year-old girl that stole the Nissan Rogue.
Yeah, she did go rogue. Drove 13 miles to Target with $400. Went to Starbucks and got a Frappuccino.
It's incredible, actually.
It is, but also the video is scary. So, it is good that...
Didn't she only hit, a mailbox or something?
Yeah, but Did you watch the video?
No.
She is swerving and she is like in the other lane. Like it is not good because there's a person called in to the police and was like, hey, like someone's driving crazy. And then he gets up next to her and he's like, it looks like a kid. And then he follows and keeps recording. She is all over the place. She is swerving back and forth. She's in the other lane. So like it was dangerous and whatever, but driving 13 miles is crazy.
Yeah. And she knew where to go.
Yeah. I need to know, like, did she put in the GPS?
That's a good question, maybe.
But like a Nissan Rogue I've driven, because I test drove a Nissan Rogue before I got my Ford. Yeah. And it probably had CarPlay, but it's not like it has a screen that you can just type in, like my car.
Like a lot of cars don't have that anymore.
No.
So
how did she 13 miles?
Did
is
she
wild.
say like my mom wouldn't let me get Starbucks and I needed it?
I haven't heard anything from her, or I've only heard other people talking about this, and I heard the police like call.
To be that okay, it wasn't good. It's not good that it happened, guys. But to be that good as an 8-year-old, she's going to be fine.
Yeah, she could be a NASCAR driver.
I mean, start her early.
Yeah.
Harness that behavior.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty iconic. And,
to get a Starbucks.
All of just like, I need a Frappuccino right now. I gotta go.
I can kind of relate.
And
not
like
to Frappuccino.
$400?
Well, yeah, that's also like...
Also, who has $400 in cash anymore?
I wonder
what
if
are
she
those
was
parents
influenced
doing?
on... She's watching TikToks and she's like, yeah, I want to be one of these gals that goes to Target and has a day.
And like, I go to Target often and just walk around. So
I haven't been in so long.
I have one too close to me, and actually I have two.
You do.
So
you do. Yeah, but you also have a Cheesecake
do?
Factory close to you, and I don't hear you going there a lot. You're right.
And Chili's. I have so much around me.
It's true.
I live in the Midwest of LA, so
Chili's.
So that happened, and that was crazy.
That is crazy.
Something else in the news is the Miley Cyrus lawsuit. She is being sued. Do you know this?
No.
Oh, then I'm so excited to get your information and take on it as a songwriter and someone who went to school for songwriting.
Lay it on me.
I need to know this. So a lawsuit was filed on Monday. Tempo Music Investments is suing Miley for alleged copied elements of Bruno Mars's track When I Was Your Man in her song Flowers.
Yeah.
Which was released last year on her ex-husband Liam Hemsworth's birthday, which I didn't know that's when it was released, and that's also iconic. Mm-hmm. Tempo Music says Cyrus's song includes the melodic pitch design and sequence of the verse, the connecting bass line, certain bars of the chorus, certain theatrical musical elements, lyric elements, and specific chord progressions.
Yeah.
Which is so many things. I have some information. I looked up the difference between a sample and an interpolation for myself. You can also probably explain it to the listeners. And then I have a video that you can listen to double check if they sound alike.
This is old news.
So I know, but the lawsuit is new. So when the song came out, it was like talked about, because I have a 2023 article from Billboard that talks about this, because it was viral that everyone was like, oh my God, it's like this, it's the same song, blah, blah, blah. And they said nothing is being infringed in 2023.
Oh, so I didn't know that the lyrics though are,
so
I think he is owed money.
So, okay. Well, that's interesting, because I think because people are confused because it isn't a sample, it's not an interpolation per my research, that they're saying she's using it, and then it's like hers is a reaction, a rebuttal, or an answer to what his song was. So can you tell the people, maybe tell them like why it's not a sample or why it's not?
Well, sample is when you take another artist's exact work. So for instance, I can give an example of how I actually witnessed this happen in real time. Queen Herbie has a song called Check. She samples a Missy Elliott song in that, an actual like part of the song.
Yes.
Musically, not vocals, music. Because of that, Check got held up for, it was supposed to be on the EP previous, but because of a sample, you have to get every songwriter, producer, anyone that touched that original song has to sign off on the new song.
And if one person doesn't, you can't.
Can't use it. And we were waiting because one person who was in jail that wrote on the song,
They couldn't get to
his
you.
lawyer was like, yes, we'll get him to sign it. And it took forever. So it got delayed like that. We sampled it. She credit, and in the credits, you credit those songwriters. She never came out and said like, but if you know the Missy Elliott song, you would hear it. It's literally in it.
Yeah.
That is a sample. And when the proper channels are handled, that's legal. But again, like you have to get permission. It happened again with Cheap Talk with Queen Herbie. She recorded a version of Cheap Talk taking the lyrics
from the Music Man, right?
From the Music Man, and the family of his estate, the man that wrote those, was like, absolutely not. Shameful music. We will never allow this. So she had to change those lyrics.
Oh, because her song was shameful.
Correct.
Got it.
Originally, they were like, yes.
And then they heard it.
They were like, yes. She recorded it, sent them that. We filmed the whole music video with those lyrics.
Yeah.
And then they were like, absolutely not.
No way. I didn't know that was why.
So then on the fly, we had to change the chorus. But anyway, that's a sample versus kind of what happened with Ed Sheeran recently, where there's a certain percentage, and I don't know, but if a melody or chord progression matches something too closely and you're not owning it as being a sample and you didn't get permission to change it, then that's infringement.
Okay, so that happened with Olivia Rodrigo and Paramore.
Correct. Yes.
Well, I looked up, to give people examples, I looked up examples of interpolation.
Yes.
And I can tell you. Okay, so one that I think that people would clearly recognize is Seven Rings by Ariana Grande is an interpolation of My Favorite Things from that movie.
The Sound of Music.
The Sound of Music. Also,
it's legal.
Yes.
But Ariana gets like no money for that song.
Because she has to pay so much.
So
it's a thing.
Trade-off.
I'm trying to find other where people would be able to recognize it.
Okay, so T.I. and Rihanna, You're Gonna Be a Shining Star, Fancy, is an interpolation of Maya.
Oh, for sure.
That is another one.
This song, Big Energy by Lotto, and has elements from Tom Tom Club's Genius of Love. Not Your Barbie Girl by Ava Max is an interpolation of Barbie Girl.
Let's talk
Aqua.
about how Ava Max, all of her songs are interpolation.
Well, I don't know who she is.
Right.
She's blonde. That's all I know.
Yeah.
So that is those, but they're not saying those
correct.
words in this article.
So again, the issue that's happening here is had Miley just been like, yeah, it's an interpolation, the deal would have been different. So now it's like they're coming for her. That's a Grammy-winning song. My
question is it just a octave up? Because his song is obviously in a lower register and hers is higher. So is it the same chords and notes, just she's singing a couple octaves higher? Or
they're not exactly the same, but yeah, you could play them side by side and make them make sense melodically. Like you could sing okay, so if you took Miley's Flowers, but use other way around. If you had Flowers and then you sang Bruno Mars' melody in Flowers, it would work.
Yeah. So he says, I should have bought you flowers. I should have held your hand or something. And she says, I can buy my own flowers. I can hold my own hand. So she's just replying.
Yeah, it's like it's like a call and response.
But I don't understand, like, all of these people, like, Miley is not new to the game and her producers are not new to the game. So I don't understand how this got through.
Right. Here's the thing.
Because they must have thought that it wasn't enough of these things for it to be an issue.
She may win, but what my point is I think they have a case to go after it because it's like, but again, like, imagine it was a B-side. And it was on the album and it's still Miley Cyrus, but it didn't become the single that won the Grammy that became the VMA winner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They may have just kept their mouths shut.
Well, that's kind of what happened. So with Paramore and Olivia Rodrigo, like they
Correct.
probably could have sued her, but
Yeah.
they were just nice and they were just like,
Yes.
hey, so Olivia just added their credits to the
Correct.
song moving forward. With this situation, like this, Bruno's name is not in the lawsuit to my knowledge. It is this
He's
Tempo
not going
Music.
after her. It's the licensing company.
Yes. Ed Sheeran, he went with or Marvin Gaye's estate, I think, came after him. He
Correct.
won his lawsuit.
Right, recently.
Yeah, because he said, if I lose, I'm quitting music.
Yeah.
And that's how strongly he felt about it. Do you remember?
I don't. That's what I was trying to think of that, because
I can look.
you know who could be suing someone?
Who?
Meghan Trainor could be suing herself every single song.
That's so okay. That's really
I'm a
funny.
fan. I'm just
That's
saying,
really funny.
like, if you want to talk about,
Look, I owe my career to her, so
yeah, that's true.
I can't say anything. So Marvin Gaye, Thinking Out Loud, and Ed Sheeran, Thinking Out Loud, and Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On. I cannot hear. I don't know how they're the same or how. Thinking Out Loud. Do you know how that goes? You hate Ed
Thinking
Sheeran.
out loud, maybe we found love right where we are.
Okay, could you sing Let's Get It On?
No, because you know what's popping in my head? Let's Marvin Gaye and get it on.
Oh yeah. Well, I can't play it, but I could play it for you right now.
Yeah. Let me hear it. Yeah, no.
So
I could see.
Okay, so what I think, not to cut you off, my bad.
Cut me off.
But what I think Ed Sheeran's argument is there's only so many notes and chords. Like we're not
It's the same
inventing
thing. Yeah.
new notes or chords. And every pop song, there's that thing where it's like every pop song sounds the same.
Chord progression. You can sing.
Yeah,
every
like there's
Katy
like
Perry
people
song
who like do that and they sing every song and it's a whole thing. And he won because it's like, yeah, like those chords exist and it's in a 4/4 time or whatever.
In court, he took his guitar and showed.
Yeah, he can play the
songs.
Beatles. He can play like all these things, and it's like that. I can't like. There's only so many notes, so.
But yes,
that's different than this.
Correct. It is, and maybe she'll win because of that. Because there isn't a direct, like, for instance, Cyndi Lauper could come after my boy band because we released a song where we directly took her lyrics and melody, and no one went through the proper channels.
For sure.
For Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Mm-hmm.
That
was it. Boys Just Want to Have Fun.
No, it was Girls Just Want to Have Fun and Boys Just Want to Get Some.
Which is true.
Maybe. Yeah, wow. I could talk about this for hours because it's fascinating, and we did talk about it a lot in my music law classes.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I want to pick your brain. I guess we'll just have to keep watching the news and see what happens.
Yeah.
But it is interesting because I think since it's not directly a sample or an interpolation, maybe it's in a gray area that's like.
That's what it is, in a gray area. But that's where I'm like, I'm kind of, I just wish she would have been like, yeah, here, let me give you credit on this.
Like I said earlier, I don't know how it got past all of these people and the music exec, like her label, just like all of these things where no one was like, hey, do we need to get permission from this? So someone had there's no way. Someone had to be like, no, I don't think so. I think we're good. And they could have just reached out and said, hey guys, no.
Maybe it was fine. But because he's so broke and owes so much money, they're just trying every avenue.
He's kind of in the hole in the gambling world, right?
Yeah, but that's why he's in Vegas.
Well, yeah, we'll just have to keep our eye on it. Another piece of pop culture news is Diddy's arrest and charges.
I heard the charges today for the first time.
I had them written down just if people don't know. If you guys don't know, if you live under an actual rock.
Okay, but that's not fair because I didn't know until today.
Okay, I'm sorry. I take it back. But if you don't know, Sean Diddy Combs, which I think it's so funny that this lawsuit has to have so many AKAs.
Puffy.
So it says like United States of America versus Sean Combs, AKA Puff Daddy, AKA P. Diddy, AKA Diddy, AKA PD, AKA Love. There's so many.
my God.
But basically, he was ordered and held without bail Tuesday after he was charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitutions. Combs pled not guilty to the charges in federal court in New York City. And
held without bail.
Yeah, because he
tried to
I
flee.
get it. Yeah, like the last time that when they were the FBI raided his homes, like he jumped on a plane and left the country. So, yeah. He could do that and go to a country that doesn't extradite and just like chill out.
Yep.
He also has a bunch of lawsuits being held against him. The newest one is Dawn from Danity Kane filed
Oh, right. I
did
see that too. Yeah.
But he also has lawsuits from Rodney Jones, a Jane Doe, Cassie, his former girlfriend, but also Cassie is a singer, Liza Gardner, Joy Dickerson, Grace O'Markey, and Crystal McKinney. So he has all of those lawsuits that are personally against him on top of this.
What if this gets real big and he starts naming names? Because this man, he could not.
Yeah, do you think they'll offer him possibly a deal if he starts giving up everyone? I could see it because he's not going to want to go to prison for as long as all these charges are going to. He will. I mean, he's what, in his 50s?
I don't know. Not good.
There's no way that he wouldn't, if everything went through and he was guilty of everything, I think he would spend the rest of his life in prison.
If a Jeffrey Epstein thing happens, then we'll know that other people were involved.
Yeah, well, I think it's very possible if they're like, hey, we'll lessen your sentence if you give up names. Why wouldn't he? Although, if you do that, you might get...
Jeffrey Epstein.
Is that what happened? I thought he
hung himself in prison.
Oh. But we think that it wasn't that. We think that. But was that
he was going to name names?
People in prison, or someone paid these prisoners? Yes. Probably. Got it. I'm not really versed in prison culture.
I totally am.
Yeah.
No, it's obviously someone put a hit out on him and they made it happen.
Oh, I just thought he didn't want to deal with
No, what did he have to lose? All the information was already out.
Yeah.
Of course he would have made a deal and named names.
Yeah, I could definitely see it happening. I also feel like there's so many people who obviously know other names because they've been at these parties, and they could also be giving up names. But I mean, they're not really. I guess that makes them liable for participating if they say that.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
I don't know, but also the big news of this is that the FBI seized 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Did you not know this? Yeah,
1,000 bottles.
1,000 bottles
Full
of baby
empty?
oil. Full. Because
that's also not a great lubricant. You're not supposed to use baby oil.
No, I found that I found that out. Not personally in the comments. I've never even owned baby oil, so I don't know. But someone in the comments was like, "Yo, you can't use baby oil on latex condoms. It breaks them down and it will just make them ineffective." So what's going on here? I had to even look up what racketeering was. It is a type of organized crime in which perpetrators set up a coercive, fraudulent, extra something or otherwise illegal coordinated scheme or operation. So it was him creating this whole scheme because they said that all of these people that worked for him, it was like a whole thing that wherever they were going, they would, obviously he would probably buy out all these hotel rooms. It was people who worked for him job to go in, set up the room with cool lighting, and they would put all the baby oil and the lube in there, and there'd be alcohol, there'd be drugs. They would change the sheets. They would do all these things. And then it was also their job when, the party was over to clean it up and to reset the room as it was to try to minimize probably people knowing and probably being fined for ruining the room. So there's probably a bunch of people who are also going to be hit on that end for participating. It's a whole thing.
Stuff's going to come out.
Actually disgusting. And 50 Cent was right all along.
50 Cent was right all along.
I'm interested of like what he's gonna continue to talk about. But yeah, pretty gross. And I guess that's another thing we're gonna have to follow for more news. Yeah. But that's like the big news of the week. And also a girl on on TikTok had ChatGPT make her what 1,000 bottles of baby oil would look like.
Yeah.
And it like filled this room, and she was like, okay, no, I need it on a table. And so then it gave her a picture, an AI picture of 1,000 bottles of baby oil would look like on one table. And it looked crazy. It was wild. Like, why do you need that much?
Well, it's always cheaper to buy in bulk.
Yeah, someone said he was couponing.
Extreme couponer. Oh god.
He's just like in the back with they always have a binder of
He's calling Johnson & Johnson being like, what's the wholesale rate?
Yeah, it's like there's no need.
Bad.
There's not a single need for that many. Okay, do you want to get into recaps?
Yeah, let's talk about Anonymous. You didn't answer me when I texted you yesterday about it, but that's okay.
Was I asleep?
No, we were talking about we were already talking about something, and then I had thrown the text in, and you just ignored it and kept talking about the other thing. And I was like, whatever, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Well, this is a warning. If you haven't watched and you do want to watch, you don't want to be spoiled, here is your 5-second warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is that enough time? I don't know.
You are the Anonymous.
Oh my gosh, fun. Okay, so if you have watched The Anonymous, 1, how fun.
How many episodes in are you?
I've only watched 2.
Okay, so I've watched 4.
Okay. Oh,
so
that is what you said. You watched more.
Yes.
So we're only going to talk about 1 and 2 now, which
Okay.
is rough.
Who are you? Let's just start at the beginning as though, who are your favorite players right now?
I meant to pull up the cast so I could remember, because it actually has been like 5 days since I watched.
It's show you who's out.
It will. This is an old.
You've only watched 2.
This is from July 11th. I just want to see the pictures of the people.
Okay. Well, okay. I'm not going to say anything. Something happens in episode 3.
Okay. Well, the original cast.
The original cast
that was there at the beginning. So I know Xavier from Big Brother.
Same.
And he was also on a season of The Challenge. He won Big Brother.
I know Andy.
Spoiler alert. Andy is from the documentary of Fire Festival.
Yep.
He is the one that famously
Est the D.
Exchanged oral for water because they were in such dire need to give the people water. Mm-hmm. Who else do I know?
We know by proxy, what's her name? Oh, maybe you don't know that yet.
I'm searching. I feel like I didn't know anyone else. So.
Oh, then yes, you just haven't heard of something yet. We do know one of the players. We just don't know. You just don't know that you know her yet.
Okay, cute. I like, so Nina.
Say their names.
Nina.
Do they have full names?
Nina Twine.
Okay.
Andy King, we said that. Marcel Cunningham. He looked familiar to me. He must be on something. I just don't know. Sydney Dorsey, Dylan Freelo, Lily Jenkins, Robbie Jade Liu, Casey Mize, Christopher Schulstad, Tyrena Tolbert, and Jack Usher.
Okay, so none of those names.
Oh, I do know.
Okay.
So one of them is, this is in one of the first episodes.
I couldn't remember if it was 1 or 2.
Yeah. So Nina Twine is Sandra Diaz Twine's daughter.
Yes.
Famously from Survivor.
Well,
She's played a bunch of times
on
on Survivor. Oh, I didn't watch that season, I guess, but
Australia.
She was also on Survivor. Mm-hmm. I really love her. And also, like, if you're the daughter of Sandra, like, you're a queen. Like,
and
I don't know what else to say. And a threat.
Sandra has won twice.
She's incredible. If you guys haven't watched Survivor and Sandra, go do it now. I really...
and she was great on The Traitors. Okay, continue.
Yes. So the first episode is kind of just getting to know everyone, right? And we're seeing the setup. The house is very confusing. Are they staying in this house, do you think?
No, I don't.
Or is it just...
no. No, but it is somewhere near because in one of the morning shots in episode 2 or 3, you see them walking up a path from like something.
So they must just be getting dropped off in vans, but they're probably staying at a hotel.
No. They're in like a bunkhouse. I just think it's on the property. It's just not in that circle thing.
Okay, because it isn't.
The circle thing is just the pool
Not
hangout area.
practical.
No.
Not practical.
No.
It's pretty cute though. Like it's a cool
cute.
thing.
Like, did they build that or does that exist here in LA?
I feel like they built it.
That's crazy.
Maybe it's a cool Airbnb. I don't know.
You keep talking. I'm going to look it up.
So we meet the cast, we hear the rules, and basically they're all going to go in these pods where they're going to vote on who they think is the anonymous.
First of all, it is 2 homes, and I guess they refer to them as this in the show, the roundhouse and the square house. Okay, so the premise of the show is basically like everyone, you're all friends, you're living in a house. This to me that part of it feels like traders.
Yes.
And you're forming alliances, you're conspiring, whatever. And then when you're all put into your separate pods, you act in the game as an icon, an emoji.
Yes, you pick your
so
emoji.
Everyone picks, they're called icons. So you pick your icon. And so there's like fish, pizza, truck, whatever.
And they were trying to be strategic. Like I would normally pick the pretty girly one, but I'm going to pick a more masculine.
Yes. And then you can become that persona. This to me feels like the circle.
Yes.
And then in those scenarios, you are, well, whatever your gameplay is, you are acting as you would. But no, actually, you wouldn't act as you are.
Yeah, most of them are really
Putting on a
acting
persona.
like someone else. They're trying to portray another person that they want to make a target, or they're acting completely.
Andy threw
different.
himself under in the first episode.
Yeah,
that was a smart
worked.
tactic. Yeah. So like you're whatever, and then after all of that, you guys hang out.
Yeah, so everyone knows who basically is being targeted.
Yeah,
and then they come back together and
they play games.
Yeah, and they come back together and they're like, now they're talking as themselves in real life in person, and they're trying to pretend like, you know, I don't know what's going on, and like this person, I feel bad and all that. So it's like a social strategy in that sense of like deflect, so no one can pick up on who my icon.
Yeah, like
is.
Allison, for instance, Allison in the chat could have been like, what would be your icon?
I feel like my icon would be, I would pick something so different from me. So I feel like it would be like a car or like racing or snowboarding or something like that. Cause I know nothing about those things. And like, who would ever think that I would pick that?
I feel like my initial thought was a heart. So Allison is a race car, and Allison in the chat says, I think Alex is the weakest player, and I'm so annoyed every time he opens his mouth. Then we get out of there, and then Allison comes up to me, and she's like,
I can't believe someone
said that.
Like, I don't think you're that at all.
I love that that's happening. I was like, that's what got me in. I was like, oh,
yeah, it's really fun because in other reality game shows there's not that element of secrecy.
Yes.
Like Traders is that and The Circle is that. So that's why they're similar. But in Big Brother, like, you know who is the head of household and you know who's in your alliance.
Right.
And there can be lying that's happening in terms of, you know, what your next move is going to be. But it's just all out in the open.
Yeah.
So it is a very fun.
It's a fun hybrid of those three things. And then you go back into your pods again, and everyone votes.
Yes, who they think the anonymous
is.
Mm-hmm. And whoever's closest becomes the anonymous. And then they get to vote someone out.
Yes.
Which is fun. Like, I think the whole concept is really fun.
It is. I'm enjoying it. I mean, enough that I was like, okay, I'll keep watching.
See, so the first person to get voted out is Sydney, right?
Sydney, yeah.
Which she was sweet, but sorry, I didn't care.
Yeah.
Love you, girl.
She was like, you guys don't know this, but I have a loving boyfriend.
Yeah, she was like flirting with the boy. She was like,
And he's the one that voted her out.
Yeah, she was like flirting with this guy, and to the audience, she's like, I have a boyfriend, and he told me I could flirt if I wanted to.
Anything to win the 100,000.
Yeah, and so she's flirting, and then everyone was just like, they're like obviously gonna be a pair, so like let's break them up.
Yeah.
And then they did. It was like, that wasn't a good tactic at all.
Well, he was the anonymous and voted her out.
It was probably good because you're totally right. I forgot
That's what I'm saying. Like
it was good on him to be like,
because then remember in that, I don't know if you remember, but in it, she was like, and I do have a loving boyfriend at home. Sorry, whatever his name is. And he was like, trust me, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm not that.
Because when he said that, I was like, dude, cool it. Like that sounds like you're too obvious in my opinion.
Oh,
but people didn't
pick
catch
up on
it.
that. Yeah.
Just me.
So what was episode 2? Because now I've been so far removed and I totally forgot to revisit.
I 2, 3, and 4 are melding together for me.
Okay, let me look.
Was the challenge in episode 2 where the thing was spinning and they had to throw balls into it? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, so in episode 2, the challenge to add money to the... Oh, also, they play a challenge every day to add money to the pot.
Yes.
And so that's where they kind of figure out who's the weakest. Because if you're not contributing to the pot, like, why are we going to keep you around? So the challenges are important.
Which is what's missing in the traders.
Yeah,
We've talked about this.
Yes.
The challenges and traders mean nothing.
Literally mean nothing.
It's like, well, they are
money.
adding money, but there's no incentive for the trader to do anything. Like
No.
what we've talked about before is that the trader needs to have an incentive to where if they mess up if they mess with people or they sabotage, they get money added to their pot.
Yes,
at
that
the
would
end.
make it so much spicier.
There's nothing happening.
You know what, though, as
traders.
I'm thinking about that, I agree, but I wonder if it's too tricky with celebrities because like it would be too easy for them to slip up. Like there are. Yeah. I'm also watching Anonymous. I'm thinking, as a producer on this show, I would be behind the scenes just terrified the whole time.
On edge. Like someone's going to mess us
don't
up.
Talk. Please don't say... You know what I mean? Because one person blows it, then it's like there's no
Yeah,
point.
because the circle doesn't have to worry about that because
they never see each other.
Never see each other. Yeah. So they can just be like chilling.
So episode 2, spinning game. They all have to throw colored balls into holes. The balls equal money, but everyone's name is also on this spinning thing. And if someone throws a ball into one of the person's names, it blocks them from being safe. So what ended up happening is like the top 3 people that got the most balls in that would have been safe all got blocked. And they weren't saying who blocked whom, but you could volunteer that information, which most of them did. They were like, it was me. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. I saw that was me and I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
But that challenge was pretty cool. I liked that challenge. I don't remember who got out in episode 2.
So I think in episode 1 we didn't see anyone get kicked out. It was because
you're
right.
They showed at the beginning
Sydney
of episode 2. Sydney got out at episode 2.
Yeah.
So I know who gets out in episode 2 because it happened in episode 3.
Gotcha.
Anyway, watch it. It's actually really good. I'm pretty impressed with it.
Honestly, that wasn't a great recap on my end, and I do apologize. Next week, I'll try to be better.
Maybe we sold them on watching it if you haven't watched it yet.
Well, you were good at recapping. I should have gone back and looked at, like, brushed up because I have now forgotten everything since I watched it so long ago. And
maybe we just time it to try to watch them the day before we record.
Yeah, that is
because we be doing things.
I know so much. And I have the worst, like I actually have the memory of a goldfish. And I'm concerned.
No, I wouldn't say
the older I get, I'm very scared of Alzheimer's.
Okay, well, it's not like you've had early onset Alzheimer's since you were 7.
I might have. Is that a thing?
No.
Hypochondria.
Uh-huh.
Will you write a song about hypochondria for me?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
You want, of all the requests, you want me to write hypochondria?
I have asked you for songs before and didn't really come to fruition.
I'm not even writing songs for me.
That's fine. But I think that'd be funny.
That would be funny.
So quickly, Dancing with the Stars, since we've been going long, I'm just going to give you some of my who I'm looking out for.
Okay.
In the premiere, basically no one gets kicked out because they're just like, dance and
Goofs.
We're not gonna bring someone on just to kick them out the first episode.
They're celebrities after all.
Right. So love Bachelor Joey. He's so cute.
Okay.
Like his smile, his face, like he had a great performance face, even though he's not a performer. He was literally a tennis player. Mm-hmm. But also, wow, it has a fiance from the show.
Yeah.
But the way that he was smiling at Jenna, who is his partner, I would be so jealous. Like it was crazy.
Ooh.
I don't think that there's anything going on. It's just like he just like probably has that face. But good for him. He did a great job dancing. ripped his shirt off, like kill it.
Oh.
He had good footwork. I'm Brooke Nader. I'm bored by. Sorry. Ilona Maher is the rugby player. She did well, but she was a little. You could tell she was a little nervous. She was a little stiff. She needs to loosen up. I have faith that because she's my queen.
Yeah.
I have faith that she'll get better as it goes. Just hoping that people keep her there by voting. Who else do I? Tori Spelling. No.
I could guess.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
My sweet Tori.
Who's been on the show at least 10 times.
Yeah. It wasn't good. And I am sorry about that. Jin, the Bachelorette, did really well. She had some timing issues, but like she moved well. It was good. Chandler Kinney is a actress. She was on Pretty Little Liars, I think the new one.
Okay.
And some Disney show that I don't know. She is a natural, like she used to dance when she was younger, so she was really good. And I think that she will be fun to watch. Contender? I don't know this girl. Like you have to get votes to win this show. So I don't know that she has the fan base to really like make her win, which sucks because it's like Heather Morris. Like I was so excited to watch Heather Morris, and she was a perfect queen and all of her dances were amazing, but she did not have the fan base because Glee is so far removed that who was voting for Heather Morris?
I thought about that because Amber Riley won when she was on Dancing with the Stars.
Wasn't that kind of closer to when
Correct,
Glee?
yes. Yeah. So I think it was probably just like maybe the assumption was the Glee fandom would.
Yeah. And I think that it also depends on who the pro is.
Yeah, because there's also fan base for those people too.
Yes. Now they've been on for so many seasons, and like Val Schmirkovsky has been on forever.
Is Cheryl Burke still on?
I don't think she is. Okay. And he has his own fan base. So like there's also now people voting just for whoever Val is with. So that's a thing. So this girl's really good, but I can't see her.
Okay, tell me about who I want to know about.
Dwight Howard, basketball player.
Don't care, but tell me.
Well, basketball players always do well because they do have a fan base. Sure. And he is very sweet, very like cute. He was doing booty pops and he was very, very fun to watch.
Okay.
He is 6'9". So, God. And his partner is like 5'2". It was awkward because I don't know why they didn't pit him with the tallest girl they possibly could. It would still be short for him, but it was awkward. They can't really do the framing of the stuff because like she can't reach, and he can't be like bending down like that. It would look weird. But he was so fun, and I think that he probably has a really good chance because of his fan base. Phaedra.
That's what I've been waiting for.
Queen, love her. I think she's a top contender because she does have a good fan base. She was great. She has really good rhythm. I think like it is hard at the very beginning if you've never done ballroom. I would be, even though I dance, like it would be hard for me. So she was great. Her face was giving, hair was giving, like everything. She was a queen, and I was so excited for her.
Love to hear it.
I think Phaedra has a shot. Anna Delvey, nothing going on behind those eyes.
Yeah, no, there never has been, never will be.
Well, it wasn't my favorite. And that's putting it.
And I'm curious, who the hell is her fan base? Prisoners?
Yeah, like who's voting for you? I don't understand. But honestly, I looked up I saw a TikTok and I was looking at the comments and people were like, yes, girl. So people were positive on it, and it was weird. So I'm interested. She like wasn't good. So sorry. But I am interested as to what happens with her.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. And then last is Stephen Palmehorse, man from the Olympics. He was adorable. Like
But good.
I honestly almost like had a tear in my eye at like how
Proud
proud I was of because his package before, like he's like, I'm a nerd and like I do like technology, whatever. I'm a Rubik's Cube guy, and he had never danced before, and he's with Riley Arnold, she's a younger girl, and she's like, I'm starting from less than zero with this man. So But as soon as that music started, he had the sweetest smile. He had the most energy. He like genuinely looked so happy to be there. And I was so excited. I think he has a shot because he has come off of the Olympics where everyone was obsessed with him. Mm-hmm. So I do hope that he does well. So my top that I feel like have a shot are Palmer Steven, Phaedra, Dwight Howard.
Okay.
And maybe Joey Bachelor, just because it's pretty close to when he came off. Maybe I think just like men are more likely to do well because the pro woman makes them look so good.
Right.
Someone else said that and I totally agree. So of the Bachelor and Bachelorette, I feel like Joey Bachelor has more of a shot than Jen does, even though she did well. So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, are you going to tune in every week?
I don't know if I'll tune in to watch every week, but I will try to at least look up the dances. It's hard for me. I was scrolling through. I don't want to hear the judges.
Oh, right.
I don't care about the score. I just want to see the dance.
Yeah.
So I might just do that.
Okay. That's fair.
So since we don't have any speak pipes today, we thought it'd be fun to do a little quiz. And that came about because we watched last week. We watched the movie Civil War.
Hey, what are you doing tonight? You want to watch a movie in comfies? And I was like, actually, yeah.
Totes.
Saturday night, come on over.
And we did just that. But we landed on watching Civil War, which is not what I thought it was going to be. To be honest, I thought it was actually going to be like action packed because I really had not seen anything about it.
Okay. And
I feel like the trailer kind of does make it seem like a little bit more is going on. No?
I knew exactly what I was getting into.
Okay. And that's fair.
That's fine.
But I didn't hate it. I just it wasn't what I thought.
It was intense.
Basically, it was an artsy movie about a war photographer who is
Kirsten
Dunst. And it's in a dystopian America where there's a civil war happening and they're trying to get to the president to get a quote and a photo before the opposition gets to him. That's like a short version of it. Very artsy, very like actually dystopian sad. Like it's a little too, it's sort of how people feel about Handmaid's Tale, where it's like, this really isn't that far off of
it's a little Handmaid's Tale, it's a little The Purge, it's a little whoa.
Yeah. So, but in the middle of this, we're like, hey, what? I think
we like keep pausing.
We kept pausing. And I feel like, was it you that was like, what actually was happening in the Civil War?
Yeah. I was like, wait, no, hold on. Because for context, like I know everything about the Bible history.
Yeah, you were taught about Bible history, not about, because you weren't when I was in like 7th grade history class, we were learning about stuff like this, and you were just learning about Bible history.
Having faith that if a whale were to swallow you, that it will spit you out one day.
Yes. So he was like, let's talk about the Civil War. And then I was like, you know what? Like, what was World War I actually? And then what was Vietnam? Like, we were like, actually, what do we know?
Wait,
anything?
And what was Desert Storm? Because I feel like we were alive for that one. And then it's all what I realized in that is, wow, have there been a lot of wars?
There really have. And we just thought that was really funny that we're just like sitting there and going down the list of the wars. And it's like, we know bits and pieces, but we don't actually know the full story. And that's because probably I wasn't paying attention in school. And also, who has the time?
Are you about to quiz me on history things?
So yeah, that is what I thought it'd be funny to do, a basic U.S. history test.
Basic. Okay. All right.
Basic.
Okay.
So this is...
oh, this is going to be embarrassing.
It is multiple choice, which is helpful.
Okay.
So this first one, there's no way you don't get this.
Okay.
So let's go.
Maybe don't give me multiple choice unless I don't know the answer.
Okay, fine. Can you pass this basic U.S. history test, Alex?
Okay.
What is the name of the ship that brought the Pilgrims to America?
Mayflower.
Correct. What battle is considered the turning point of the American Revolution?
The Revolutionary War.
No. That's the American Revolution is the war. What's the turning point that is bringing America the edge over Britain?
Hamilton.
No. So
Hold on. Read me the question again. Let me be serious.
What battle is considered the turning point of the American Revolution?
The Battle of Gettysburg.
That is an option, so that's wrong. It's the Battle of Saratoga. And I would have also said Gettysburg, so...
Okay.
But Gettysburg is...
Sarasota, like in Florida?
We're both silly because Gettysburg is when Lincoln was president, right? Because 70 years ago. Was that not for Gettysburg?
I don't know. It's like...
The Gettysburg Address.
Yeah.
Hold on. My dad's going to be so mad.
Okay, so the Battle of Sarasota, as in like that part of Florida?
Yeah, the Gettysburg Address, is a speech given by President Abraham Lincoln. So absolutely not was that. But I would have said it too because I wasn't thinking about it. The Battle of Saratoga, I know nothing about.
Saratoga. What state is that in?
Probably one of the 13 originals.
Okay.
Okay, so we both would have gotten that wrong. What year was the Boston Massacre? And I'm going to give you these.
Okay.
1770, 1772, 1774, 1776.
It can't be 1776 because...
That's when the Constitution was signed.
And I remember in Hamilton, isn't there one of the rapping moments he talks about... And there's
a lot of years going on.
72.
Nope, 1770. I also didn't know that, so you're fine. You're not alone here. Congress first established Independence Day as a holiday in what year? First established
as a holiday in...
Do you want the options?
Yeah.
1776, 1853, 1870, or 1938.
Imagine 1776, which is when the war was won.
And yeah.
Independence was rang.
Yeah.
Imagine on that day being like, we're having a party today.
They probably did. They were rolling through the streets.
Okay, so I'm going to say it was in the 1800s.
Okay. So you have 53 or 70.
So 1870.
Correct.
Felt
wow.
Right.
Deduction worked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which of these three presidents died on the 4th of July? Had no idea even one single president died on the 4th of July, but go off, Queen. George Washington, Chester Arthur, and James Monroe is one. John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and James Monroe is number 2.
Sorry, 3 presidents died on
the 4th of July, which is a conspiracy, and why is no one talking about this?
Continue.
The next is Van Buren, Zachary Taylor, and Abraham Lincoln. And the last is Thomas Jefferson, Harry Truman, and John Tyler.
But again, you're telling me multiple presidents have died on the 4th of July?
Apparently 3. Something's going on.
Yeah, that's weird. Number 4.
No, it was Adams, Jefferson, and Monroe. And they're in a row. Aren't they in a row? Presidents? That is...
Yes. Wait.
No one's talking about this.
They are in a row, right? George Washington was the first to see. He once chopped down a cherry tree.
Hey.
President number 2 would be John Adams. And at number 3, Thomas Jefferson stayed up to write the Constitution late at night. He and his wife had a great big fight, and she made him sleep on the couch all night. James Madison never had a son, but he fought the War of 1812. James Monroe's colossal nose was bigger than Pinocchio's.
So there's one in between them, Madison. But pretty crazy, and I don't know how no one's talking about that.
That feels like a sacrifice. They were sacrificing themselves.
Yeah.
The New World Order.
They were in the Illuminati. What political party formed in 1834 from anti-Andrew Jackson forces? Let me say that again, because that wasn't a sentence.
Okay.
What political party formed in 1834 from anti-Andrew Jackson forces?
The Independent Party.
Not an option. We have the Federalist, Whig, Libertarian or Democratic Republican?
Well, I know that wig happened on season 2 of RuPaul's Drag Race. So it couldn't have been that party.
Oh, no.
I don't know. Do you know?
Okay, so in my deduction, the Federalist, I don't think is true because
Quakers.
everything.
Wait, was that an option?
No.
Oh.
Everything I know about history is from Hamilton,
Yeah.
and I know that the Federalist Papers happened.
Oh, right.
And I know that Thomas Jefferson, there's a song about being a Democratic Republican. So I'm going to say 1834 from Andrew Jackson. I think it might be Whig, to be really honest.
Let's see.
It is
I'm joining.
Whig.
How do you join Whig?
It doesn't exist anymore. We only have what we have now,
Okay.
Republican and Democratic.
I'm joining the Whig Revolution. You're
bringing it back.
I'm
pretty sure,
Whig.
aren't they the ones that wore the wigs?
I'm sorry. They literally named themselves after the hairpiece?
Maybe.
So
I think
if
so.
we wanted to start a political party, we could just be like, crop.
Yes.
I'm starting crop.
Okay. And I'm joining. Former Vice President Aaron Burr was tried for what crime in 1807?
Aaron Burr, sir?
Pardon me. Are you Aaron Burr, sir?
Okay, I wasn't listening.
What? Former Vice President Aaron Burr was tried for what crime in 1807?
In 1807, there was a high volume of... Was it adultery?
No.
What are my options?
Your options are murder, tax evasion, fraud, or treason.
Treason.
Yes. Is that because he shot Hamilton?
Well,
Or was he must have been giving information to...
If he shot Hamilton, then it would have been for murder. Wait, he did shoot Hamilton.
He did.
But he wasn't tried for... Wait, yeah, did he get tried? No, because it was a duel.
I need to know what this means.
Wait, did Alexander Hamilton die?
Yeah. Wait.
Yes.
I'm the damn fool that shot him.
And then
Yeah.
Angelica?
Eliza.
Which one is the one that ends up with him?
Eliza.
You know, she comes forth at the end and she's like, I carried on.
Yeah.
And did the things.
It's in LA right now, and I would really like to see it. So if anyone has any tickets they'd like to give me as a gift, let me know.
Send them her way. I saw it last time it was in LA. Pretty good.
It's so good. I've seen it, but I want to see it again.
Well, you know what's coming next?
What?
Wicked.
I've also seen that 8 times.
I'm going to see Wicked when it's here.
I'll never not see it, but I have actually, I think, seen it 7 times.
I have only seen it
in different
once.
ways. I've seen it a couple times on Broadway in New York. I've seen it a couple times.
Did you ever see it in Chicago?
Traveling. I've seen it in Chicago. Like, I've seen it everywhere, but
Well,
it
not
never
at
gets old. Like,
Pantages.
I will watch
Wait.
it anywhere.
I have seen it at Pantages.
Well,
I'm going to go again.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So it says Aaron Burr was charged with treason because of the alleged conspiracy. And what conspiracy? Don't just say that. The Burr conspiracy was a plot alleged to have been planned by Aaron Burr in the years during and after his term. What? Someone tell me specifics. According to accusations against Burr, he attempted to use his international connection and support from a cabal of American planters, politicians, and army officers to establish an independent country in the southwestern United States. Did he start the Confederacy?
We can't start speculating right now.
Okay, I'm sorry, sir. Aaron Burr, sir.
Burr, sir.
Okay, so let's do one more. Well, if it's not good, then we're going to do a different one. But who was the Confederate president during the Civil War?
The Civil War.
Do you know?
Is there a song for it?
No, but you can eliminate. I'll give you these people. You can eliminate one immediately.
Okay.
Abraham Lincoln.
Oh.
Throw him out.
Yeah.
Jefferson Davis, Stonewall Jackson, James Waddell.
Stonewall Jackson.
No.
Oh.
It's Jefferson Davis. And the reason I know that so confidently is because in Hartford City, Indiana, every year there is the Civil War reenactment where there is an actual man that looks like Abraham Lincoln that walks around in his top hat. And there is a also person that is being Jefferson Davis. And it's like, if you guys have ever seen Sweet Home Alabama, where her dad is a reenactor of the Civil War, it's exactly that. And there is fully a battle happening. It's wild. It's like stepping back into those times. And I know that because I have seen Jefferson Davis in the flesh.
Wow. A real life time traveler.
Yes. Well, that was actually really hard and it wasn't basic at all.
At all.
So thank you for coming to our history podcast. And
next week I will be quizzing Allison on Bible history. So
yes,
brush up on your books of the Bible.
Yes, I do have the birthdays, but there's so many of them and we've already gone so long.
Can you give me your top 3 of people we know?
Well, it would be Ray Charles' birthday if he were alive.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Someone I feel like you probably have gone down a rabbit hole before is Annalise Vanderpool.
Annalise Vanderpool.
Oh, Anna. Oh, so sorry.
Queen.
She'll be so 39.
Happy birthday, Queen. Your song, Over It, got me through a rough summer, let me tell you.
Oh, wow, work.
Get in the car.
I'll just read them really fast. Kalani Hilliker from Dance Moms. Jordan Woods, who...
I know her. Yeah.
Yes. Ray Charles, Anthony Mackie, Jermaine Dupri, Annalise Vanderpool, Skylar Aston, who I love, Jason Alexander, and Julio Iglesias.
Happy birthday, everyone.
Happy birthday to all of you. If you stuck it out through the history, thank you so much. Whatever you said before.
Bible history next week.
Bible history next week.
Brush up on your
books of the Bible, culture podcast. Leave us a feedback if you want to, or an email if that makes you feel better. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll see. We will. You'll see us next week.
That's true. Well, they'll see me.
They'll see you next week.
Yep.
You'll see me in December.
In so many months.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Love you.
Bye. Have a great night and day.
The A-List.